Okay. Sometimes I get a little worried about how the camera's set up. I think only like one time I've had the camera like fall forward or whatever. But I also gotta worry about keeping the train playing. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. Happy Saturday. It is Saturday today. And I mean, hey, y'all got a 3-day weekend. Awesome. So let's get to my little highlights of kindness. I guess I would say that yesterday my mom hurt her back, and I felt bad about that. I made me feel kind of sad. But my high is, I got to see my family yesterday. Oh, I got to see my mom. Got to see my dad. Oh, I see my dad every day, but it's been a couple of days since I've seen my mom, so I got to see my mom. That was really awesome. I finally got to see a friend of mine. I got to tell him something really important I wanted to tell him for a good while now. So, got that off my chest. It was awesome. Went to Nick's last night for... Seriously, okay, I'll get to that in a minute. I went to Nick's last night for dinner. Went to Illegal to see my friend. And that was a pretty solid day overall. And my act of kindness was I did some things for my grandmother yesterday. So, first things first, okay. I may have already said this on camera before, but if I haven't, I'm just going to say this right now. Nick's Pub and Grill, Hanover Square, they've got the best fish fry in the 607. They do. I truly do believe in my heart of hearts they have the best fish fry in the 607. I want to emphasize this because I knew that going into last night. Obviously, that might have been the best fish fry I've had since I started having it there. And I thought the night I went to Holiday in the Square, I thought that was the best fish fry I had at Nick's. But this one topped it. I'm not kidding. It was like the best fish fry I've ever had. I mean, here's the thing. When it comes to like fish fries, I've always been kind of annoyed with the fact that you gotta choose between like fries or mac and cheese with, your fish fry. Nick's is like, no, homie, we're gonna give you both. So I got both fries and mac and cheese. It was awesome. Like, they just how they give it to you. And they also give you coleslaw, they give you tartar sauce, and the fish was so good. Like, again, I mean it's fish fry, the fish had better be obviously the best thing on that plate, and it was. I mean, here's the thing. I personally don't think this is weird, but I definitely see how some people think this is weird. But I'm the kind of guy that sort of eats things in a certain way. By which I mean, let's say I have a plate that has like a steak, potatoes, and like the vegetables, right? Clearly the best thing on that plate is the steak. But I'm not going to eat the steak first. See, I believe in escalation. You want to save the very best for last, so you definitely feel so as not to make the whole meal seem like a letdown. Like, again, you get a plate of like steak, potatoes, and I don't know, whatever vegetables on your plate, like green beans or whatever, something like that. I always eat the vegetable first. I mean, that's not to say the vegetables are bad, not at all. I love eating vegetables. How do you think I got to be 6'4"? But, if, let's say you had the steak first, the vegetables are still on your plate, like, seems kind of like a letdown. You have something as awesome as the steak and you're finishing the meal with vegetables. See, that doesn't really sound all too appealing now, does it? As for the potatoes, it's kind of different. Like, if it's like mashed potatoes or like a baked potato or something along those lines, I'll have that in between the vegetables and the steak. Or if it's fries, for anything, whether it's, again, like the fish fry, I'll save the fries for last. So basically, if I go to Nick's, I get the fish fry, I'll have the coleslaw first, then the mac and cheese, then the fish, then I finish with the fries. That's how I do it. And I'm also, here's the thing, when it comes to eating at a bar, I'm a sucker for like one of those combo platter things where like it's like several items that are like, I mean, again, I love anything that's greasy and deep fried, just like any other normal American man. So here's the thing, like years ago, there was this one place in Painted Post called Rambler's Rest. It's not there anymore. It's got torn down. But they had the best milkshakes ever. One thing that I think it was my brother that would get this, was like the fried vegetable platter. I never really gave it a chance because, I was just there for, again, this is before I, sort of learned about, this is when I was dumb and naive. I would just get like, a burger and like onion rings or something like that. So, because I missed out on Rambler's Rest, I look for something that's like a good vegetable platter. Nick's doesn't have that, but what they do have is like the combo platter where it's like a bunch of like fried items and you choose like 3 of them. And for me, in honor of Rambler's Rest, because I'm trying to recreate the vegetable platter, I get fried cauliflower, fried mushrooms, and just because I know I'm getting fries anyway, I get onion rings. I mean, they have other options too. I think it's like chicken fingers, these things called cheesy potato munchers, which I did used to get. Cheesy potato munchers are good. Mozzarella sticks, obviously. I want to say there was something else. I can't quite recall what it is. But, like, here's the thing. I'm a grown man, and it usually takes probably a little bit more than average to, satisfy me. Getting a combo platter and a fish fry and Nick's is just right for me. Like this is the Goldilocks of, like, dining experiences for me. Like, all that together, I think is, like, the best, obviously the combo platter was standing. I think Nick's is the best fish fry of the 607. And the one I had last night was the best I've had so far. Enough said. So, in case anyone, here's the thing. I've really given this a lot of thought. I mean, a lot of thought. And here's the thing. Believe it or not, I actually have a top 5 fish fries. I do. Like, the whole beer batter and, you eat, the fries with it. I really do think, like, I have a top 5 fish fries. I do. So, believe it or not, I'm going to do my top 5 fish fries that I've ever had. Number 5, I gotta go with the Pudgies and Horseheads. I mean, you choose only between fries and mac and cheese. But when they get fries, they give you a lot of fries. In fact, regarding the Pudgies and Horseheads, that was actually the best fish fry at Horseheads for a long time. Some people still say it is. And if you want to say that, I won't disagree with you. I do feel it is very good. In fact, again, it's in my top 5. How could it not be good, right? The problem is not with the fish fry itself, but the fries. They do give you a lot of fries, which is awesome. But, like, if you order it there, like, you ask for ketchup, they give you the little tiny ketchup packets got open. Like, those little tiny ketchup packets for that amount of fries, that's not possibly enough. Like a big old bottle of ketchup, man. You gotta do it up. Yes, I will admit it. I'm a saucy boy sometimes. Pudgies and Horseheads, that's number 5 for me. Now, number 4, I gotta go with the Valley Inn in Branchport. Yes, the place up at Cuca Lake, where I said they got like the best wings, the place where my grandfather said they have wings better than Upper Room, and I ultimately felt like their wings are as good as Upper Room, and as of right now, I feel that the Valley Inn has the best bar food up at Cuca Lake, including the best wings, obviously. Their fish fry, pretty solid too. I mean, they don't, again, you have to choose between, like, they only give you fries. I don't think they let you choose between fries and mac and cheese. But here's the really cool thing about the fish fry at the Valley Inn, they give you a little thing of Jell-O. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, they don't need to do that. It was like raspberry Jell-O, like whipped cream on it. And okay, they didn't need to do that to make it awesome, but it did. So yeah, fish fry at the Valley Inn. That's my number 4. Number three and number 2 are tough. Because I can make a case for one of them being number 3 and the other one being number 2. With that said, for the moment, I want to ask you something. I really want to ask you something regarding number 3 and number 2. Okay? Because in that conversation, Nick's is there. So potentially Nick's is either number 3 or number 2. The other place that's in conversation is a place called Main Deck in Penn Yan. I asked this because, the fish fry, you know what you're going to get. But it's what you get before you have the fish fry. Because, again, when it's Nick's, I get the combo platter with the cauliflower, mushrooms, and onion rings with my 2 dipping sauces. I forgot about the dipping sauces because whenever I get the combo platter at Nick's, I get honey mustard and that ranch. Oh my, that's the best ranch I've ever had. Seriously, I don't know how they do it, but that was the best. Seriously, if you don't go for the fish fry, get anything and order ranch with it. Okay? So it's the best ranch ever. Anyway, so from Nick's, you have the combo platter, but from Main Deck, you have Prince Edward Island mussels served in a white wine butter sauce and garlic bread for dipping when you're done. So, again, you have the combo platter from Nick's and the Prince Edward Island mussels from Main Deck. And that's where it gets hard to choose between 3 and 2. Because either one you'd be thrilled to have. At the end of the day, it does come down to preference. And I definitely want to ask you guys' opinion on this as well, provided you guys are watching. Right now, I do have, for the moment, I've got Nick's at 3. Simply because while the Edward Island mussels technically isn't as big of a serving as the combo platter at Nick's, it is definitely, obviously, aesthetically more refined. As well as the fact that it's not very often I get to have mussels anyway, so that's my reasoning behind it. But I could definitely be persuaded to think otherwise. But again, I'll leave that up to you. So to recap, 5 is the Puddies and Horseheads, 4 is the Valley Inn, 3 is Nick's, 2 is Main Deck, but number 1, I gotta go with number 1. I gotta go with what number 1 is. Because I didn't know that number 1 was gonna be this good until I had it. I didn't even go to the place where I got it for the fish fry. I went there entirely for something else. My number 1 is Lakeside at Keuka Lake. Give you a second to probably look up where it is. But if you've ever been to Keuka Lake, specifically on the west side, and you drive down about, 10 miles from Hammondsport, you get to a place called the Lakeside Restaurant. Now, that place was one of my late grandfather's old haunts. Same with the Valley Inn, too. Now, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Lakeside, along with the Valley Inn, has the best wings on Keuka Lake. How good are these wings, you might ask? Well, when my grandfather turned 80, for happy hour, we had the Crooked Blue wings from Lakeside, as well as the pig wings, which, full disclosure, the pig wings are like pork ribs that are shaped like, molded and shaped like drumsticks. So, yeah, it's a gimmick, but it's a good gimmick. Plus, it's in barbecue sauce, and how was that a bad thing? Point is, these wings were so good that my brother and his then fiance decided that they were going to have those wings served at their wedding. Yes, wings good enough to be served at a wedding. Nay, I say more. So, last time I finally went to Lakeside, I got the crooked blue wings and the pig wings, but, I mean, I was feeling hungry, and I knew, just having wings wasn't going to make for a good dinner. So, just, out of the blue, I got the fish fry. Oh my God. Here's the thing. The fish fry at Lakeside, it comes with fries anyway. However, if you order the pig wings, they come served on a bed of mac and cheese, which, hey, I got my mac and cheese anyway. But first, I gotta get into the mac and cheese, because no kidding, the day before I went to Lakeside, Gal Gadot's episode of Hot Ones came on, and she talked about what constitutes the perfect mac and cheese. It's gotta be rich, creamy. Every bite melts in your mouth, but you immediately want to take another bite. That was the mac and cheese at Lakeside. Oh, from a restaurant, that was probably the best mac and cheese I've ever had. Although I will say, the mac and cheese at Lakeside, again, that was the best I've had there so far. So, again, that's how good the fish fry at Nick's was last night. Holy cow. But the fish fry at Lakeside, though, I mean, listen, it's called fish fry. The fish has to be the best thing you have on that plate, and probably the entirety of that evening. That fish was so good, I almost forgot about the wings I had. Anything you want out of the fish fry was not only executed perfectly, but it far exceeded the normal parameters of what makes a fish fry good. It was hot, it was flaky, it was moist, fall apart tender. Seriously, from the time I was finished eating to the time I walked to my car, I was just in a complete haze. Probably because I was full. But also, I got to my car, I sit down, and I had myself a good laugh. Because I was just completely gobsmacked by how good that fish fry was. Oh my God. To this day, I still rave about that fish fry. Which brings up a point I definitely do need to make, because right now, the Lakeside Keuka Lake is closed. See, they're seasonal. They're only open for, 6, maybe 7 months out of the year. At best, they open maybe late April, and they close in, early November. That's best case scenario. So, I emphasize greatly, you need to support local. Again, that's why you go to places like the Valley Inn, or Nick's, or Main Deck. Because at least those places, Main Deck especially, Nick's is in Horseheads. It's an Hanover Square. People go there all the time. They're not going to be worried about closing for a season, because they're always open. And same thing with places like the Valley Inn and Main Deck. They're more inland from Keuka Lake. And they're both close to Keuka College. College students are gonna find it, and they're gonna go there. No questions asked. But Lakeside is in the middle of the lake, along the lake shore, and at this time, unless people are living there year round, no one's really gonna go. It'd be too cold. So, needless to say, when places like Lakeside open again, which before I have to say, yes, I know about the waterfront. Hopefully, they still keep it as a restaurant. I'm not entirely sure if they will, but hopefully they do. We don't know yet. But yes, I know about waterfront. And the fact that it got sold and now someone else bought it. Anyway, when places like that open, don't hesitate to go there. Ideally, yes, going there once, that's enough. But if you can swing multiple times, do it. Because at the end of the day, you're supporting local. And that is important. And come to think of it, in their own, actually every single place on this top 5 is local. I mean, Pudgy's is technically a chain because there's literally a Pudgy's down the street from where I am. But it's more, what's below regional? I mean, it's local and it's got a few locations, but like that's it. I think altogether, it may have like 5, 6 locations all around the 607. So I wouldn't quite say it's, I guess you could say it. Actually, I don't know if you consider it a chain either because they're all owned by different people. I don't know. But yeah, every single fish fry on this list is local. You know, the Pudgy's, I mean, yeah, there's multiple chains, but they're all local. Valley Inn, that's local for Branchport. Nick's, that's local for Horseheads. Main Deck, local for Penn Yan. And Lakeside, well, though seasonal, it's local for really anyone up Ecuca Lake, but it is a Hammondsport address technically. So, yeah, top 5 fish fries. Horseheads, Pudgy's, Valley Inn, Nick's Pub and Grill, Main Deck Restaurant, and Lakeside Restaurant. There you go. So, oh my gosh, I just realized. There are football games today, aren't there? Huh. I'll be right back. That's embarrassing. I forgot to put this on. Huh. I guess I was just really excited to talk about the fish fry at Nick's. I didn't really remember I had to do this. Yeah, apparently there are football games today. So let's get this over. Let's do this. Man, that was scary. I really thought I almost forgot to do this. Crazy, right? Okay, so let's see. I don't think there are that many games today. Okay, so today it's the Bengals and the Steelers. I'll take the Bengals. And the Bills and the Chargers. Let's go Buffalo. There you go. Now, I hope y'all like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Find me on social media. As always, I am very humbled I made this video. For all you guys to watch and enjoy for today, I'm hoping you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend you. Always here back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. I couldn't, move this out of the way. Wow, I can't believe I almost forgot to wear this. Crazy, right?